Rambling Hour with Lisa. We are live today on Season 6, Episode 6. And yes, it is March 6th. And I believe it's Episode 6 of this season. I am a little bit late, just annoyed at my setup, trying to set up, but this table doesn't seem tall enough, so I'm either cutting off this or cutting off my face. If I have it too far back, then I let me rearrange a little bit here. So yeah, I'm just getting annoyed at the setup. I didn't have time to set up today because I went to pick up Erica from an address I picked her up from before, and for some reason I went to the wrong house, so I don't know. I thought I knew where I was going, and it turns out I was wrong. There we go. So I'll put that there, move that there, and I'll move over a little bit. How are we all today? How are we on this Sunday evening? I hope everyone is well and that you're doing well. The war in Ukraine is still ongoing, so I didn't want to do a live without still referencing, you know, that there is people going through a lot, and it's not just in Ukraine. There's other parts of the world as well, but I want to show our love and support for the people in Ukraine. So I can see that I have viewers, but I can't tell who's on, so hello to whoever's watching now or at a later time. I hope you guys have had a good week and that you will have a good week coming up as well, but we can go over my week. Let me think. So I can't remember what I did on Monday, but I know on Tuesday I went grocery shopping, and then I got to have some time outside, and that made me really happy. Melody says, just got back from a walk around the lake with Candace and Darren. So that's nice, Melody, having a nice walk. And Samantha says hello. Hello, Samantha. So yes, so I got some time in the garden this week, which is nice. And I also got time. Oh, I know. So remember last Sunday? Oh, wow. Samantha says axolotls have laid so many eggs. Well, Samantha, oh, you are kidding me. Samantha, if you end up having babies, then just maybe I'll have to have some axolotls. I'm just going to try something here. So it appears that my light won't work plugged into certain power banks, and I know the cord is loose on my light, which is annoying. So I'll have to see with Steve if there's a warranty on this light, if he needs to send it back. But I had my phone plugged in as well, which my phone isn't nearly dead or anything, but okay. So, yes, what am I trying to say? So last Sunday I told you guys that the secret that me and Steve decided that Tom could get a dog. And wouldn't you know it, that before, you know, like I didn't even know he could work so quickly, but we told him on Sunday evening that he could get a dog, and he said we better not be messing with him. By Tuesday, his older brother Owen was driving him to Wales to get his purebred Doberman Pinscher. So she is named Nova. I haven't added any pictures of her yet, but I will. And yes, he picked her up on Tuesday, so he spent Tuesday with her instead of going into work. And then Wednesday he had to go into work, so Wednesday and Thursday I was dog sitting the new puppy Nova. And then on Friday Steve had meetings, so Thomas didn't go into work on Friday, so he was home with Nova, so I was able to get out in the garden a little bit, and then I got in the garden a little bit on the weekend as well. So that's really exciting. The weird thing is that Thomas's rats are both passed. Oh, well, he had 4 originally, but 2 passed away a while ago. Now 2 passed away now, and on the same day that his last sorry, I was shutting off the internet. This is my day. This is me trying to set up and do everything. So on the day that his last rat passed away, I came into the living room, and both the gerbils, we had 4, again 2 passed away a few months ago, and I came into the living room and both gerbils had passed away. So no rats, no gerbils, no rodents in this house. So we're down to 3 fish and 1 dog, which is Lena, and then Thomas has he has a hamster and his new puppy. So yes, that is what I did this week. And what else was I going to say? So, Samantha, the axolotls is if there's babies, then I could probably have some of them. And I have tanks anyway, so what else was I going to tell you guys? My brain has farted. So I'm halfway through this book, Closer to the Light. It is about children's near-death experiences. I just want to tell you guys about it. It's good. The good part about it is that it tells me, it's teaching me a lot of things that I haven't read in other books about near-death experiences or the death and dying process around the world and in history and everything. But the sad part about it is that without even realizing, you're talking, a lot of his studies were with terminally ill children, and so he did two sets of children. One was ones that were going to pass away, and ones that were really ill but would probably survive, so they'd be more likely to have near-death experiences. So it's sad in that you have to read a bunch of sad stories about children, you know, and some of the things that they face, which are hard enough for adults to face, let alone hearing about children facing them. But it is still worth the read, and I am enjoying it, and I'm about halfway through. So I've been working out still every day, but here's the thing. So I haven't done my 30-day shred since Steve's dad was here around his birthday, so January 26th. I've been doing the cross trainer, like a elliptical, every day for at least 20 minutes. So I haven't missed a day of working out, but I haven't done the shred in over 30 days, and I haven't done yoga for a few months, which is even longer. But today I did my yoga. I did standing poses, and my body was like, oh my God, what are you doing to me? It's like, not back to the beginning, but I'm not very stretchy. And then I did my shred. So I realized now that even though I was still doing 20 minutes on the elliptical and I had turned it up a notch, like for resistance, I didn't realize how hard I work when I do the shred. So I can still do the elliptical and add that in, but I'm back on the yoga and shred. So yes, I haven't missed a day. And you know what? I have to give myself a pat on the back for that, because now that it's such a part of mine and Steve's routine, we know that the day doesn't end. Just like you wouldn't go a whole day without eating, probably, or going for a shower, or something that you do every day. It's just part of your day, like feeding your kids or calling your mom, or something that you do every day. You know that your day is not over until that's done. Now that it's part of our daily routine, we don't even think about it. But at the same time, how hard is it when you're not working out to even get yourself to do a workout 3 times a week, or once? Like, sometimes it's so hard to get to it. Now me and Steve have made it such a process that it just almost taking it for granted. But I needed that pat on the back to say to him and to me, because he's in like day 660 something, 63 I think, and that means I'm at 563, and that's a huge feat. So even though I realize now that I haven't worked out as hard in the last month and a half as I have for a year and a half, I haven't missed a day and I'm still on it. This is what happened. So with the yoga, we just know that I'm not as stretchy and my muscles hurt, my leg, like my joints ache and everything. So I need to build up that strength from yoga. But the thing about the shred is, on Friday, I went to B&Q, which is our hardware store and stuff, to get some compost, like potting soil, for my plants, to start some seedlings and to repot some of my houseplants that need bigger pots. And the bags used to be 150 liters of soil, and it says for 2 people to lift them. And I used to be able to lift them myself and put them in and do all that. And now the bags are only 100 liters, and I struggled, which people would expect that an average girl would struggle, but that wasn't me. I mean, I used to be able to pick up the 150 liter ones. So why am I struggling with the 100 liter ones? Why? Because I'm doing the elliptical, and I'm not doing my muscle, like my strength training anymore. Now Steve is teasing me. You look very handsome. Would you like to say hello? No? You can just shout hello.
Hello.
There you go. That's all you get from Steve. Love you. Have a good night.
Bye.
He's going out with his mates like usual. Diane says, I really miss working out. I'm having sciatica nerve pain and I need to let my lower back heal before getting back into a routine. Yes, so I know what you're saying, Auntie Diane, because that's the same thing. I don't know the difference between pounds and kilograms. Samantha, can you do a quick conversion for me if you're still watching? How many pounds is 5 kilograms and how many kilograms is 5 pounds? So I reduced my weight that I use like with my hand weights because I was doing, Samantha says I can't work out properly at the moment. Doctor told me to take it easy as possible. Yes, that's true because you have a high risk pregnancy, so that makes sense as well. And so yeah, so I went from 5 kilograms. That's what I was using when I was doing my shred before, but we know that I have that shoulder injury, so I wasn't able to do as much as I could before. So now I want to take it easy, and so I went down to another weights, but the weights I have from Canada are in pounds and the weights that are from here are in kilograms. So Samantha says, okay, so Samantha says that pounds, so 5 kilograms is 11.023 pounds. So and now I went to 5 pounds, so I reduced the weight to half, and I might go up quickly like in a week or two, but I don't want this injury to come back or to rear its ugly head. Yes,
I just wanted to show you.
as far as I can see right now it looks good, but I have a bright light in my face, so I'll look at it after. Just do the dishes. Love you.
Yeah, I'm going right now.
Okay, love you.
Bye.
So, sorry, she dyed her hair and she wanted me to see it, but I can't tell right now. That was Aurora. Melody says, I need to get back into as Candace, Tina, Tara, Shay, Yvonne have all signed up to do a 5K Mud Girl run in August. That's awesome. That's like, okay. A good group of our family. Yes, and Melody has joined for a Mud Girl Run 5K, so that is awesome. So while Samantha's going to have a newborn, you guys are going to be running doing a 5K mud race. So yeah, get back into it. And that was what okay, so the shred, like I said, it was hard today because it's been like a month and a half, but I missed it too. I really missed it. And I know I feel so much better when I'm stronger and I can show off like that, especially being a girl, when I can do things that boys can do. I like that. Now, I'm not going to go all crazy like my friend Trish, and she's not crazy, but she does the, what do you call those things where you flip the tires and you do all that like hardcore stuff. I can't, I'm not interested in that necessarily. But I want to definitely get, back into having some arm strength and stuff. So I'm disappointed that I lost it, but I can get it back. The bad news is that I've lost some of my strength and my flexibility and everything because I took time off from yoga and shred. The good news is I can get it back, and it's only been a month and a half. It's not starting back at the beginning where I was a year and a half ago. Samantha says, Lisa, we should sign up for that next year. So if we have a Mud Girl race here, then let's do it, Samantha. And Samantha also says, I am not friends with Jillian. So Samantha, why aren't you friends with Jillian Michaels? What's the problem with her? It's funny because I have thought about going to other things, but I know that the shred works, and until it stops working for me, or until I've mastered it and I find it easy, I don't mind going back to it. So I know it's getting kind of old now, but you know what? Why? It's working. If it works, right? Standing poses in yoga is one of the hardest days for me, and well, it's just standing poses can be hard, especially depending on how long you hold them. But I did amazing today. Samantha says, because she says we can do this, but she hardly does it. She watches people do it. It does work, damn her. Yeah, I know. In the video, she's just like doesn't do as much as the other people are doing in the video, but you can tell by her body that she has to be doing something. Actually, I saw her on something else, like her new look and everything, and she's even more fit now than she was before. If that's possible, more defined and everything. But yeah, it's not about being thin and being, I don't need to compete in competitions or anything. I just want to be healthy, but I want the strength too. I want to be able to do the things I need to do in the garden without having to ask. I mean, if it's too much, I'll ask for help, but I want to be able to get my potting soil and do the things like that I have been doing in the past. And yeah, especially while I'm able to, because as we age, there's going to be things that we're not able to do, and I want to keep on top of that as much as I can and not let age get the better of me. It's funny because we talked about that on Friday. Amy and James came over. That's Steve's oldest daughter, Amy, my stepdaughter, and her fiance, James. Their wedding's in like a month, less than a month now. So they came over on Friday, but we were talking about that, and Steve was showing pictures to her about his granddad, and saying in these pictures with his granddad with white hair and looking old, he's like, he's younger in those pictures than Steve is now. And it's really a matter of attitude in the past, where you came to retirement age, this was old, you just knew that you were, you know, getting old and everything, and it was a mental thing where you knew you were old, so you felt old, so you looked old, so you just played the old role. Whereas I think now we are not just, I mean, there is people who try to deny their age and try to stay younger than they are, but I think the good thing about that is the state of mind that I have no problem with getting older, but until my body says I can't do this, I'm not going to tell myself it can't do something. So Samantha says, come family yoga with me on a Friday evening, please. All right, I will, but I can't guarantee that I'm not going to fart. But yes, I will come to family yoga with you. Where do you go for family yoga? Well, you don't need to tell me. You can tell me later. You don't need to put it on live, because we don't want it on the internet, because our stalkers might show up. I love you, but yeah, we can figure out. Let me know what time and where later in a private message, and we can go to family yoga. I haven't taken a yoga class somewhere else since before I had kids, actually. So that will be interesting. What else did I want to tell you guys about? So my book that I'm reading, still journaling every day, but getting in the garden. So the sun has been shining. It's still chilly out, but I got in the greenhouse, and I have a heater in there that I can turn on when I'm in there, so it's nice and cozy. I planted some sweet pea seeds, but I have a lot more that I want to do. But yeah, and the electricians, hopefully they'll be home soon. They'll be here soon to get things done. Steve, as far as I know, Steve has officially ordered the kitchen to be made by the second company that we were going with. And yeah, so there's still, it's a lot relying on the electricians. Coming up this weekend, like not this one that's just ending now, but next weekend, the plasterer is coming to fill in the kitchen door. So where the kitchen door is to get out into the back garden, we're putting our cooker there, so the door needs to be filled in, like bricked up. And so he's coming on next Saturday to start working on that and bricking it up. So we will have no door from the kitchen to get outside temporarily. But that's still work that's getting done, and that makes me happy. So, any topics that you guys want to tell me about, or I mean that you want me to talk about? Yes, life with a new puppy is exhausting, and more so for Thomas because it's his puppy, but even dog sitting, I just remember why I didn't want a puppy or any more animals, because it's just puppies, kittens, babies, they're just so much work in the stages of, like, right now with the training and the into everything and chewing on things and you know, constant supervision. So as Nova gets older, she will, you know, not need as much attention and supervision. And Lena and her get along, but I think it's going to be a surprise to Lena when she realizes that Nova is growing bigger than her, because Dobermans can get quite big, and Nova's paws are big. So yeah, that's $3,000 for babies for me and Steve. That is, Amy and James have their dog, Nero, and then Tom has his dog, Nova, and then Owen and his boyfriend Bobby, they have their cat, Teddy, which is short for Theodore. So we have 1 kitten fur baby, grandbaby, and 2 doggy fur baby, grandbabies. And Samantha says, maybe thinking about this baby after what you just said. Yeah, I don't think you can get out of it, just like we can't get out of the puppy thing now too. telling Thomas that he could have the dog, and now having to deal with the thing is that, I mean, I knew that he had to, like, he has to go to work every day. So there's two options. One, I can dog sit whilst it's down here, or it could be stuck in a kennel for most of the day, like a dog cage kennel that he has up in his room. You know, but and if that's all you have, like, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad who has to go to work and they have to keep their dog in a kennel, especially while it's getting trained. But if I'm home, it's kind of not fair to leave the dog up in the kennel. However, saying that, I have to go grocery shopping on Tuesday, and I have to get together with my friend Samantha on Wednesday because we've got to go deal with some stuff on the allotment. And so there is going to be a few hours that Nova is going to have to be in the kennel. Although on Wednesday when I go see Samantha, I'll leave right after I get everything done that I need to get done here. So the quicker I leave here, the quicker we can get things done, the quicker I can get back. So Nova won't go in her kennel until Tom's ready to leave to work with Steve. So that'll be less hours or time that she has to be in the kennel. And I mean, that's just life. I didn't choose to get a dog. We told Tom he could get a dog. He got a dog. He needs to deal with the responsibility. I don't want nothing to tie me down. I didn't get a puppy. So, and this is how I have babies now too. So I'll just say that Samantha's baby is my baby, and that's the best way for me to have babies because I'm not having any more of my own. Samantha, no problem for you to have babies or anybody else, but I'm just tired. I mean, Erica's like 13 and a half, and I'm still tired. Still not ready for another baby, even if I was younger. Oh, I just heard that on a podcast today that somebody, it's an actress, Laura Lindley, I think it is, and she had a baby at 50, and, yeah, a baby at 50, it's not even the body saying let's have a baby, it's not just the work that goes into the first year of having a baby, it's that baby turns into a toddler, into a child, into a, like at 50, no. I mean, I'm 43. I can't imagine, like, having one now, let alone having another one in 7 years. That's mind-boggling. So, you know, do you know that, I mean, I was a bit late, but we're almost halfway through the live already. No, we're not. It's 22 minutes. We're a quarter way through. I'm just getting ahead of myself. So, yes, my little cartoon had a V-neck with short sleeves, but I don't actually have that, but I need to put something on really quick because I didn't know what I was wearing today, but I knew that I wanted it to be the colors for the Ukrainian, you know, the Ukrainian colors of the flag. So this is a long sleeve, whatever. I don't know what that neck is called. Normal. But yeah, works. So as I said, I have to go grocery shopping. So today I cleaned the living room and dining room because having a puppy makes a big mess, especially in springtime when it is just mud being tracked through. Luckily we don't have any carpets downstairs, but yeah, mud tracked through the house and everything else. So I cleaned the floors in the living room and dining room, and then I closed the door. I said no dogs allowed until I was done my yoga and my shred, and then tomorrow I will do the rest of the downstairs, which is the hall stairs and landing, the bathroom downstairs, and the kitchen. So, and the kitchen floor is disgusting with mud because of coming in that door. But like I said, come this weekend, that door is going to be blocked up. So hopefully my kitchen floor will stay a bit cleaner, especially with mud being tracked in. But at the same time, it'll be a bit annoying for a while because then anytime anybody wants to go into the back garden or letting the dogs in and out, it can only be through the living room patio doors. So we'll see how well that works. But I do like a clean house. It just makes me feel better when things are tidy. So I'm gonna have a sip and pop. Anything you guys wanna tell me about? So everybody needs to start working out more. That's what we've talked about. Melody and lots of my family. So Tara is my brother's wife, and Shay is my niece, which is Tara and Billy's, my brother and his wife's daughter. And Yvonne is a family friend. And what else did Melody say? Oh, Candace is Melody, one of Melody's best friends, and then Melody is my sister. And so they're all doing that mud thing, 5-kilometer mud, whatever it was called. So that is inspiring, and even though I'm not doing it this year, but me and Samantha can do that after she is ready after she's had a baby and she's ready to start working out and training again, then, and I know Samantha, that won't be hard for her. Oh, and our cousin Judy is doing it as well, Melody said. Yeah, so it won't be hard for Samantha to get back into it, besides having a newborn. I know Samantha, and I know that she, as soon as she's ready, she gets back into go mode. So that would be exciting, especially for the fact that I'm not starting from scratch, although today it felt like it. But that, yeah, that I have some ability to move. Definitely going on the cross trainer, like on the elliptical, is definitely using muscles that are different than I do when I do the shredder yoga. And I also, not only do I do the elliptical, I will go backwards too with my feet, like for a few minutes. So I'm working, again, working different muscles. So I don't want to lose that in my routine. And if I'm going on 20 minutes on there, and my yoga is like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then my shred is 25 minutes, then it's just over an hour, and that's doable. I can do all three. I didn't do the elliptical today because I just want to see how I am tomorrow after doing yoga and the shred, because I don't want to overdo it. But yeah, I should be able to put them all together or do the elliptical at least a couple times a week to keep my endurance up and getting more cardio in there. But there was something else I was going to say, and I definitely have to get on my eating. And okay, so here's the thing. So what I was going to say is I cannot skip, and nor should you, skipping relaxation pose at the end of yoga. It is important, just as important doing the workout as it is to take that moment to have a rest and let your body refresh. Same with when I do the shred, no skipping the cool down stretches at the end. That is unacceptable. You need to take those few minutes. The other thing I was going to say is with my eating. It is not hard to eat healthy, but it is so easy to eat bad and sabotage yourself. So I can go, and Samantha knows this because I send my diary, my food diary in to our group every day, and I can do so good, and then one bad snack, and it's like, yeah, like I could have like, I don't know, let's say like two, like the Reese peanut butter cup, the eggs, like the chocolate Easter egg things, say 2 of those, and I've eaten all my calories for the day in one little snack. Samantha says, cool down is my favorite part of Jillian's workout. Yeah, it's part of the easiest. But again, it's stretching, and I can tell that my body is not what it was when I was doing my yoga all the time. The worst part about that is not just this strength, but I honestly have more pain and aches. And I've told you guys this before. I have more pain and aches when I'm not doing my yoga than I do when I'm doing my yoga. So it makes a huge difference in my everyday life, and I need to be doing that. There's no excuse. Even when I was doing it today, like 20 minutes of yoga is like, what? Why am I not doing this every day? This doesn't even make sense. It didn't take very long, and it's so beneficial. So, I mean, even if you're doing one of those things for yourself, yeah, do yoga. You will get in shape. It does strengthen your muscles. Boy, can I ramble. I just babble on. And so, if you believe in all that spiritual stuff, I've had a bit of a, okay, so what the messages that I've been getting from Spirit is that, okay, in order to connect to Spirit, you need to be open, and those like we just talked about, relaxation pose or quiet times, that's easier to change your frequency to connect with the spirit world. When you're always go, and busy, and your mind's going, it's hard for them to get through. So I've been listening to headphones all the time, like podcasts and everything else. And so guess what? I'm listening to something all the time. My brain's going all the time. It's harder for them to get through. So I have gotten the message from them to not have my headphones on all the time, especially when I'm in the garden. And of course, what did I do? I didn't listen. So I was doing something and bending down, and my headphones fell off my head into a rain bucket. And I'm like, okay, I got the sign. I get it. Don't wear my headphones in the garden, especially if I want to connect to Spirit more. So I have not been wearing my headphones when I go in the garden now. And now I've got an assignment, what I call an assignment from the spirit world. Because when I was connected, I'm like, I don't know what I want. I mean, yeah, the medium thing, like talking to relatives who have passed away, it's like, yeah, I do. I mean, I would like to talk to some of them, but that's more in a focus like when I can meditate and then when I can sit down and write down what's happened, not when I'm just gardening and stuff. So what do I want out of this? I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys want me to do? So anyways, the assignment they gave me is I need to focus on other people right now. So I need to do things for other people. I have things on my list already. So like say like going to the allotment with Samantha, that's something to help Samantha. And not that I won't get something out of it, but cooking with my kids, that's something for them. What else? I'm signing the girls up for this drama classes. I need to do that. What else? Sending the home videos, the old home videos to my siblings. They need to see and enjoy all the memories of those as well. Samantha says, we had a nice afternoon where things came through because we were relaxing and that was lovely. Yes, so I don't think I talked about that, but Samantha, now that you brought it up, I'm guessing that means it's okay to talk about. When Samantha was here, like a week and a half ago, or was that last week? No, because the dog came on Tuesday. It was a week before that. Anyways, when Samantha was here, and I think that's what it was, Samantha, first of all, I didn't have my headphones on. Second of all, I was relaxed because I was lying on the couch and Samantha was over here and I was over there and I was just relaxing. And I asked her to tell me again the story of her son, Oliver, and how the pregnancy went and why he was born sleeping from the trauma and everything else. And like from the beginning to the end, I wanted her to tell me the story. She's told it to me before, but I just wanted a refresher. And so I was listening to her, and as I was relaxed and actually listening, that's another thing I need to do, is listen to people when they talk instead of, thinking of the next thing you're going to say or making it all about me. So I was actually listening to her and focusing on the story. It got me into a state of relaxation and everything else, and without even prompting it or knowing that it was going to happen or anything else, little Oliver, who is... Sorry, is he 1.5? He'll be 2 in November. Like he would have been 2 in living years if he had stayed on Earth. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's 1.5. Almost like in November he would be 2, or is he 2.5 now? Like you were, no, that was done. Okay, you tell me. So, anyways, he came through, and I don't know why, but I saw him standing on my right side, and he was giving me messages to give to Samantha. And it was very exciting for me because it's been a long time since I've had any spirit come to me and talk to me like that, like a passed away relative or anything else. Samantha says he will be 2 this coming November. And it was very exciting, obviously, for Samantha because she got to communicate with him, which, not everybody... I mean, everybody can do it, but like I said, even me, who I know I can connect with people who have passed away, it's still, for me to focus and get into that mode and everything, for me to stop and be still for a while is hard enough, let alone somebody who hasn't practiced or, But anyways, the best things about it is that... I told Samantha this too. We were talking about somebody who had a miscarriage, who lost a baby. I can't remember how long into the pregnancy, but sometimes if somebody has a miscarriage, it's hard to relate to that because it's hard for you to see the baby as a baby yet if it was early in the pregnancy, or that, like how to relate to their grief. But you try your best, but it's not something that we can necessarily understand. Well, there was part of me that was like that. I wanted to be there for Samantha and for, for her family and everything else. But there was also part of me that was like, yes, I know they held the baby and that makes a difference. But it was just over halfway through the pregnancy, and it was hard for me to see Oliver as, not as a human, and not, like I felt for the family, but it was also hard for me to even... imagine what that would be like because I never went through it, but also because it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like it wasn't a baby, but it just, it was hard for me to relate. However, when Oliver came through as a little 1.5-year-old, although he spoke quite well because he's a spirit, and it's telepathic, but anyways, I saw that him as who he is, like a person, being, a spirit, a energy, like the essence of who Oliver is, and it helps me for him to be more real. Do you know what I mean? And I would love if I could give this to Samantha and her kids, and that they could just have them in their heads the way I see him. Like, it's not like he was standing right there. It's in my mind's eye. It's in You know, the place where you have your daydreams, or you have your you know, like the little TV screen inside your head. That's basically where I saw him. Anyways, so the best things that came out of it is that, and then obviously giving the messages to Samantha, and me, like, so I in my head I was like, yeah, that's awesome. It's been a while since I've talked to Spirit, so it's nice that, you know, I still got it. And then Spirit, like my spirit team, like my spirit guides and such, said, yeah, see what happens when you don't wear your headphones all the time? So that is my story, and that is Samantha's story. And obviously we talked about it that day, that we both enjoyed the visit from Oliver, but I haven't spoke to Samantha about it since then. So any comments you want to write in here to tell people, Samantha, about it. Like I said, it wasn't preempted. I didn't know it was going to happen. And obviously there's people watching this, or they've tuned out already, if you don't believe in an afterlife or spirits and all that woo-woo stuff. But like I told Samantha when I was giving her what he was saying, all I can do is tell you what I'm seeing in my head. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I believe that it's the spirit. I believe the messages are from them and not me. But I can only tell you what I'm seeing in my head, and sometimes the problem is that the medium may interpret things wrong. So luckily for me, it's not just symbols. I saw in my head the little boy standing there, thin, not too thin, but like thin, and blonde hair, straight blonde hair, like very fine. Like it was light hair. Sorry, it might have been ginger, it might have been blonde, but it was a fine and light color and straight, and just, yeah, little cute boy. And you know, and that's just how it works. So whether you want to believe it or not, I'm just telling you what's in my head, whether it's from spirit or not. I mean, I believe it is, but I've read so much about this and studied so much about this, and just no, I've been talking to spirits since I was young, and I didn't even realize. So when I was, well, I guess I was probably 17, because the twins were 16. Their mom passed away. And it was just normal for me to have conversations with her in my head. But I didn't even think anything of it. It didn't even dawn on me that I was really... Yeah, it's so bizarre to think of later, because I only met their mom once. So it's not like I was close with her. And then sometimes she would just be in my mind, and I'd be talking to her. And it wasn't until years later that I realized, what? Now I understand what it was, that I was talking to someone's deceased mom, but it just seemed normal then to talk to not just the voice in my head, but that sometimes it was her. Yeah, just weird. Anyways, what else do we want to talk about? Gardening. Yeah, I need to get some more seeds started. And doing for others, I have too many seeds, so I want to post some of them out to some of my cousins in Canada who like gardening, and maybe even my mom and my sisters or something. I have some seeds that I just need to, you know, that they might enjoy more than me. So the good news is that, like I said, I've already done my workout for today, so after I'm done my live, I can just chill. And last week Steve didn't go to cards because I don't think I don't think anybody was going out, so he didn't go to cards. So as much as I love spending time with him, it's nice to have my evenings to myself as well. So, yeah, this is an evening to myself where I don't have to do my workout when I'm done. And I look forward to just chilling, whether I read, whether I play on my phone, whether I watch Gardener's World, because I didn't watch like basically any of the season last year because I was too busy in the garden instead of watching TV. And it's not like when me and Steve watch TV in the evenings, I can convince him to watch Gardener's World with me. Sometimes I'll show him bits, but it's not really his thing to watch, you know, the whole episodes. What else? Rambling Hour is like, we're season 6, episode 6, and that makes me super happy. Oh, and Samantha will like this. Okay, so I don't watch TikToks as much as my children and my husband do, but Steve sends me TikToks if he thinks they're funny or relevant or whatever. But I'm really thinking, because first I said if I was younger and I didn't have all these things on the go, I think that TikTok is so me. Like, it totally seems like something I would do. It just seems like, even when I watch friends and stuff doing TikToks, I'm like, hang on a second, this is like I'm the one who isn't shy, who would do weird, silly things, and how am I not a TikTok star? No, I don't need to be a star, but it just seems like something I would do. But at the same time, I don't want it to become all this work and and me get obsessed with it, because as we know with gardening and such, I can become obsessive. But I think I'm gonna look into this TikTokity talk thing and maybe do 1 or 2 videos, or maybe start doing some of these silly TikTok things, because I'm a bit jealous when I see some of my friends and family. Well, not I don't know if any of my family do TikToks besides the kids, and I just see them and I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I should do that. I need to learn to do the lip syncing on time though with the voices when you do the voiceovers. But I guess it just comes with practice, because it's not as easy as it looks. I have this boo-boo on my finger, but it's healing now. But I walked into the dog. Okay, so Thomas got by his mom's boyfriend. He made this like big box out of wood, and it has like where you put the food and the water dishes in it, and you can lift off the top and you can put all the treats in it. It's really lovely, and it's in the kitchen. And I walked into it and hurt my leg, and as I was going out the door, because I was trying to get through the door to get outside, and I hit that, and as I was concentrating on how much of that hurt, I shut the door on my hand and ripped my skin and bruised my finger. And because that's just me, I'm really clumsy. But the worst part is that besides the bruise and this owie, it's like, it's been so hard to do so many things, because it's always in the way and always like getting touched and hurting. So owie to me. But if you saw how many bruises and stuff I have all the time, and I don't bruise easy, but I'll get scratches and bruises, and it's like, what? I don't even know what I did. So, but that's because I'm super duper clumsy. What else is going down? So back into the food thing and the kitchen thing. I can't wait till our kitchen's done so I can do more lives from the kitchen. I thought about that too. I can do different lives. I can do potting a plant, whatever, working out. Well, not working out, but like themes, right? And we still have to do the slumber party one, which we should still do while it's chilly, even though my Canadian viewers are not, it's not nighttime for them. But, so maybe I'll look into maybe even doing the slumber party one in the next few weeks. But what was I saying? Lives? How long we've been doing this? My brain farted. Doing them from the kitchen, kitchen, yes, that's what I was talking about. So, Aurora is Mondays. That is her day to make a recipe in the kitchen. So tomorrow it is shepherd's pie or cottage pie. I think okay, the only difference between them is cheese on top, but I can't remember which one. I think it's shepherd's pie that has cheese on top. I don't know. But anyways, that's what we're making for dinner tomorrow. So for those of you who don't know, it is like minced beef, which in Canada we call ground beef, and like some vegetables, say like some peas and carrots or corn, and like a gravy, and then mashed potatoes, and then you put cheese on top. What? Samantha says no, it isn't. Well, which one? Okay, so is it shepherd's pie is just mashed potatoes on top, and then cottage pie is the one with cheese on top, and then you put it under the grill? Oh, shepherd's pie is lamb mince. Okay, settle down, settle down. I don't have that much money. We're having beef, and maybe even half beef, half pork. They don't even notice the difference, especially if there's other flavors in there. And I'm not of a religion that doesn't eat pork, so. Cottage pie is beef, shepherd's pie is lamb. That's what Samantha says. Anyways, we're making that. And we're putting cheese on top because everybody, almost everybody, and especially everybody in this family likes cheese. So, yes, that is what we're making for dinner tomorrow, because I told Aurora that it doesn't have to be something complicated. It doesn't have to be some big, like, 3-course meal that you would have in a restaurant. I want them to be able to just make normal things for dinners, not only to feed us so that we take turns doing it, but so that when they're out there on their own, they can make stuff for themselves. So yes, that is what we're doing tomorrow, which will be her first time making it. The other day, last week, I might have told you guys about this or not, I can't remember, but Erica made, well, we call it tuna pasta bake, but my very first rambling hour, before I even knew it was called the rambling hour, I made the tuna pasta bake the lazy way that we make it. And it's not, we don't really bake it. It's not a casserole that we put in the oven, which is what you could do. But basically, we make pasta, and then we add like corn and peas or whatever veg you want, like frozen veg, and tuna and mayo, or white sauce, but we just do mayo because that's what the kids like. And then they mix up. It's a warm dinner, so your tuna and everything is warm, and yeah, and they like it. So Erica made that last week for dinner. If you want to bake it, obviously you put it into a casserole dish, put some, you know, can make it really saucy. If you want, add some cheese on top because we like cheese, and put it in the oven, and you got tuna pasta bake. So again, it's a simple meal, simple ingredients, and easy for even a 13-year-old to make. Holy smokes. Samantha says, I'll teach her to do a chicken and leek pie. Yeah, for sure. Any types of pies. I wasn't really a fan of meat pies growing up, so besides a dessert pie, I haven't really made pies, and so that is something that, obviously, you being a vegan, vegetarian thing, like, oh wait, you said what? I mean, I know Samantha cooks with meat, but she won't eat it, but she'll make it for the rest of the family. So you just said chicken and leek pie. In my head, I read that as something with no meat in it. But guess what? Chicken is meat, and I like meat chicken. So yes, if you want to teach her how to make something, that is absolutely okay. Even if you want to use my kitchen. Speaking of which, Samantha, when you were here, we didn't go through all the, like, while we were talking, we could have been going through magazines, and you could have been ripping things out for your vision board. So you'll have to visit me again. I know we'll see each other on Wednesday, but that is allotment time. That is not vision board time. But like I said, if you want to teach her how to make that, you can come here and teach her how to make it, or she can go to you. But if you come here and teach her how to make it, you can, you know, I can hang out with Danielle and Tyla while you teach her how to make it. Up to you. All right. And Samantha said definitely regarding vision boards, I believe. And I got the burps because I drink too much pop. But I have lemons and I have cucumber, and when life lets you buy lemons, what do? Not make lemonade, because that's too much sugar. You just drink lemon water. So I'm going to have some lemon cucumber water. I'm going to drink teas, like herbal teas, and lemon water. And I've been eating more soups for my lunches, and I'm really going to get this eating thing back on track, because I'm not going to put all the work in of working out and not do the eating thing, and I'm not going to do all the work of eating properly and not doing the working out, and it's a combination, right? So I'm not going to torture myself. If I want chocolate cake once in a while, that is absolutely fine, but I need to make a real effort. Like I said, it's not hard to eat healthy. It's just really easy to sabotage yourself with something that's unhealthy. Life is pretty good. I can't complain, besides the fact that we're all waiting for spring. And not just the day that spring officially starts, but like spring weather where it's a bit warmer out. And just because the sun's shining does not mean it's warm out. That is something to note. But I have to force myself outside. The good news is for me here, even if it's chilly outside, we don't have snow, knock on wood. So I can get to the gardening and cleaning up some of the things. However, in places, no matter where you live, don't be too quick to clean up your gardens if it's going to still be below zero at all, because there is little insects and everything living in the old stems of plants and all those types of things, and they are like still needing the shelter of the leaves and all the stuff, the debris, but while there's freezing weather. So once you know that the temperatures are going to be above, what is it, like 4 or like 10, then you can start doing the deep clean. So I'm keeping all the corners untidy with the leaves and sticks and that kind of stuff, but I'm just cleaning up the main areas and trying to make some things look tidy. I need to really get on the guys at Steve's work. Not like they don't have a job to do, but one of these days they need to bring me my tables from, because so when he moved from one building to another, there's these metal tables at his new place of business, and listen, if I could fit them in my car, I would go and get them, but I can't. So that he needs to use the work van, or he doesn't, Steve doesn't, but the guys that work for him need to use the work van and bring me my tables, because my table in the greenhouse has collapsed and I want the new table so that I can get inspired to do planting seeds and everything else. So, and oh my gosh, I really need to draw out my plans for my, I know I had it somewhere, but I can't find it, but my potting shed, like my shed that I've been wanting for a few years, you know, but the thing that's taking so long is the flat roof. But now we have the joiner, our carpenter friend, Fred, who is going to build it. Not that we don't have to pay him, and it's going to be an expensive feat, but I can finally have my potting shed, but I need to draw up the plans and get that ready to give to him so that come the spring, which is pretty soon, he can start building that for me. However, end of March, he'll be working on our soffits and fascia on the house because the work never ends and the cost never ends either. But yeah, life is good. I need to wee all the way home because I'm a whiz kid, whizzing all the time, and that is the wrong button that I pressed. We're at 40, almost 50 minutes, so I got 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm a whiz kid. Well, it doesn't help that I drink a lot of pop, but yes, this is not somewhere that I can go. I'm in the living room, so I'll just have to hold it like a good girl. And Melody said gas prices are crazy, and I know people here in the UK complain about gas prices, but it seems like they were bad in Canada before here, and now, like, not just gas prices in Canada, but like the prices in Canada for okay, when I was younger, I used to be like, whoa, prices in the UK are so expensive, I could never live there if I ever had to. And then now, when I look at the prices in Canada and America for some things, I'm like, holy shoot. Even when Tom was in New York and he was telling us prices of some things, I was like, what the, I could not afford to live in Canada or America. You know, like I could afford to live in the UK more than there. But yeah, so I have heard that the gas prices are crazy. And I mean, I know that North America doesn't rely on Russia for the gas and stuff like that, but it has to do with so many different factors, but not excluding the fact that the war in Ukraine with Russia being an asshole, well, Putin and his asshole friends doing this shit and killing people, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I do feel bad for you guys for having such high fuel prices, especially when it's a matter of needing the fuel to get to work, to pay your bills and stuff like that. Like, it is you know, I can't complain myself because besides going grocery shopping or going to see Samantha, I don't really have to drive a lot. But at the same time, Steve does. He has to drive not only to work and back every day, you know, if he has meetings and other things, he puts a lot of miles on. So yes, I do feel bad for people who have to rely on that fuel for, you know, their job and everything else. I'm sorry to hear that prices are higher. It's yeah. Mind you, I would rather pay higher fuel prices and not be in a war right where I live. So I can't help but have the people in Ukraine on my mind all the time. And like I said, you know, we can talk about Ukraine and the fact that it's a European country that's at war right now, but it makes no difference. There's been war in the Middle East and in well, even in, like, if you think about China trying to, you know, take over Taiwan and the rules they have in China as a country and everything else, like, there is so many places in the world that have, like, things harder than we do in the United Kingdom and North America. So it's really hard to complain when you think about things like that. So, well, my friends, I put my watch on today, so that's good. It is 9 o'clock here, and that would make it like 2 in the afternoon, I believe, on the prairies, and like 4 in the afternoon in Ontario. So is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So what you're doing with your Sunday, thanks for tuning in. It makes me happy when people in Alberta are spending their morning with me, or early afternoon, and people in Ontario are spending their afternoon with me for an hour, and people here in the UK are spending their late evening with me for an hour. Or you're listening to this or watching this at a later time, and my rambling, annoying voice is drilling into your ears, into your brain, and hypnotizing you to love me even more and tune in again next week. So, next week's theme is St. Patrick's Day. Why? Because today's the 6th, and 6 plus 7, which means next week will be the 13th. And 13 plus 7 is 20. So next Sunday is the only day before St. Patrick's Day that I am doing a live. So we will have a St. Patrick's Day theme next week. So I will be wearing green and doing all that Irish stuff. And I know here in the UK and even in Ireland, besides all the travelers who go in there, and I don't mean travelers like gypsies, I mean travelers like people from North America who come to Ireland to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. People over here don't really celebrate it like we do in North America, but I do, and I like having themes, and I like decorating, and it is what is happening next week. So if we just tune up a little bit, you can see that I already have my St. Patrick's decorations up, and I look forward to having that as my theme next Sunday. So I see that my mommy is, again, not tuned in to this one, but she'll probably watch it at a later time, but that's okay. So Mom, if you're watching later, I love you, and I hope you're doing well. And for everybody else who is watching this now or at a later time, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having a coffee with me, or whatever drink you prefer. It's like chatting with an old friend, especially when you guys comment and are involved in the conversation. Then I feel like I had a visit with you. So, and to my regulars who love me so much, like Samantha and Melody, and give me feedback that they love my lives, I appreciate you, and I love you guys too, and I hope you guys can tune in next Sunday. All right, so have a good day and have a good week, and we will see you next Sunday. All right, love you guys. Bye. Thank you, Melody. She says have a wonderful week. You too. Bye. My button won't press.